What's this button do? Huh, that was weird. Is this the weirdest game on the Sega CD? Find out as we take a look at Panic on Retro Video Games for Weirdos. Hello to all you wonderful weirdos out there, and welcome to Retro Video Games for Weirdos. This time, we'll be taking a look at one of the strangest point-and-click adventure games that I've ever played. Panic was released in 1993 on the Sega CD. The Sega CD was one of many add-ons that were released in the 1990s for the Sega Genesis console. In this game, all of the machines on the planet have been infected with a computer virus and have begun acting strangely. You play a young boy named Slap, and you are sucked into your television and given the task of taking an antivirus named Panic into the digital world and installing it on the main computer. The gameplay pretty much consists of pressing buttons. Lots of buttons. So many buttons. And what these buttons do has nothing to do with how the buttons are labeled. Even when you are interacting with mundane, everyday objects, each button press has an unpredictable and strange result. Eventually, you will stumble across a button that takes you to the next room. But most of the time, you press a button and watch the weird stuff that happens. Some of the visual gags are fun and surprising. And then there are other times where it feels like they are just repeating the same gag over and over again. Sometimes you will run into booby trap buttons that will destroy a landmark. There are 30 of these booby trap buttons throughout the game. If all 30 landmarks are destroyed, it's game over. While it's quite likely you will accidentally trigger a handful of these booby traps when playing the game, you probably won't trigger all 30 of them unless you are actively trying to activate the booby traps. You're far more likely to get stuck in a loop where you just get warped back to a scene that you've already played through. There's no strategy to this game. Playing this game just means randomly hitting buttons. There's no logic to what any of the buttons do. If you play the game enough times, you can learn what each button does through repetition, but that's the closest this game comes to strategy. Sometimes you'll switch from controlling the boy to controlling his pet dog named Stick. But there's essentially no difference between controlling the two characters. The boy's name is Slap and the dog's name is Stick. You put the names together and you get Stick Slap. The only re-release this game got was on the PlayStation 2, and that was a Japan-only release. I hope this game gets a worldwide re-release sometime in the future, so more people can experience the strangeness of this game for themselves.